What's up guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do something very simple. We're going to Photoshop a design onto a building. It shouldn't take that long, it's pretty easy to do. So first thing you need to do is get a building off the internet. That's the easiest place to find them these days. So Command Tab lets me open this up, go directly to Google Chrome. I want to find a building. I already picked one out. I just Googled city building and I literally dragged it into Photoshop. Just like that. It's just that easy. And you want to make sure it's pretty big because if it's small, it's going to look blurry and that's going to be a problem. So now we need something to put on the building. I have a design on my computer already. It's called Void Logo because I am launching a dope company called Void. Check out void.clothing to find the rest. Okay, let's see here. I'll use this one. This one's easy. So I'm just going to drag this right onto the building and boom, just like that. Going to hold Shift, scale it down, hold Option as well to scale it proportionately to the middle. And I opened the scaling thing by pressing Command T. So check that off. So Command T lets you scale things. And then if we go Edit, Transform, Perspective, that's going to let you transform it in a weird, wonky perspective way that's going to start to make it look like it's on the building really quickly. So all we got to do is pretty much line these lines up with the lines on the building and we should have a realistic looking thing. I can kind of drag the top as well horizontally to the bottom, scale that down a little bit. Alright, that's getting pretty darn close. It's not there yet, but it's pretty close. Oh, and you see as soon as I move it, it really fucks things up. So I shouldn't move it. Excuse my French, sorry. Careful, careful. This is a PG-13 rated tutorial here. All right, that's so close, but this needs to be in a little bit. I feel like the whole back should be scaled down just a tad. But you know what, fuck it, let's just do that for now. You're right, it's definitely not a children's friendly one. I'm just gonna hold Option and drag this downwards to make another one, and then open up the same thing. Edit. Transform, Perspective. Now, let's see if it'll let me do anything else. Oh, dope. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of adjust this because I feel like I want it to be printed multiple times on the building. I feel like that would just instill the branding a little bit more. Cool. And let's just do it one more time. Hold Option, drag this one upwards, and Edit, Transform. You know, I'm just going to Command T that, scale it down. Check that off. Now go Edit, Transform, Perspective again and drag this downwards and drag this upwards and there we go. We got 3 voids slapped on a building. You know, the second one down and the third one down don't really look like they're on there that much, so let's see. Can I like Command T? Wrong one. Click to select, Command T, Edit, Transform, Perspective. What's up, Bryce? You are officially in the tutorial video. Hey! Alright. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have Bryce in the room. Alright, cool. So now that looks pretty good. Command plus and Command minus let you zoom in and out. Now these have to look more like they're actually on the building. So the easiest and cheapest way to do that is with blend modes. If I select all 3 layers by clicking the bottom one down here and then holding Shift and clicking the top one, I can merge them together into one, which makes things go a lot faster, but then if I have to edit them individually, it's an issue. So what I usually do is I'll just like duplicate all these by dragging them down to this little button, release it, and then right click and say merge layers. Okay, then I'll take all these guys, do Command G to group them, and name that layers, and then I'm just gonna hide it all by pressing the little arrow or little eyeball. So I can play with this one layer with all 3 of them connected and it's not a problem. Okay. Next step, blend mode. Turn normal to overlay and see how it looks. I mean, honestly, it doesn't look like much, but it could be worse. If I duplicate this layer, it's gonna make it more intense and you can still kind of see stuff through, so I guess that's like kind of cool, but I don't like it that much either. You know what's really crazy? Okay, I've never done this before, but it might just work. I say turn down the opacity a little bit and then looking at the shadows, like we don't want it to show in the windows of the shadows, right? there's easy-ish ways to like make that happen rather than having to draw through every single one, which would look the best, but it would take some freaking time. As far as the shadows go, we can say, click the background layer and say select color range. And then I can click in this. It's going to select everything in the image that's that color. Turn the fuzziness up a little bit, it'll do a better job of it. And you see now, it's getting a pretty good job of picking out where those blacks are. If I press OK, whoo, wow, this is crazy. All right, so let's just give this a shot. I'm going to click on this layer, and I'm going to press this button, which is going to make a mask based on what I just did. I'll turn the opacity up again, and I'm going to invert the mask. Wow, what did that do? Didn't do much, did it? All right. You know what? That's actually looking kind of cool. That's crazy. It's not even perfect at all. I just like how it's on there. Like, just it looks dope. So this thing I just added is called a curves layer. I did it really fast, so I'm happy to do it again. I just clicked over here in my adjustments, curves, and I just dragged it down a bit just to make the whole image a bit darker. So let me show you the way to fine tune this now. Command plus to zoom in again. I'm going to select the layer, and this mask right here, you can have as many of these as you want, I think at least, but the bottom line is when you click on the mask and you get a brush tool, which is right over here, but I just press B on the keyboard and it selects it. We want our brush to be like a normal ass brush. This one actually, the super soft one. Then what we can do is get our brush and start to draw through the layer with a black color selected. That's important. You can actually erase the V. And when we start to erase these windows, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's just boring. It's too boring. Fuck that. We're not going to do that. It's not going to show the like text enough if we do that, you know? All right, let's try a different blend mode. Select this again. Change normal to soft light. Normal to hard light. Ooh, that's some texturing. What if we duplicate this layer and then we make it black? We make this version black. Command I inverts the image. Ooh, wait a minute. It's getting kind of weird. Ooh, see? I don't know. It's starting to look kind of textury and strange. So what did I just do? Top layer has hard light blend mode, and the bottom layer has hard light as well. Oh, but they're both set to soft. Or one's black and the other one's white. Interesting. Let's switch the top one to exclusion. I think I like that even more. No, I don't like it more. I like it less. Alright, so void is slapped onto a building hardcore. The building has windows, which made it look a lot less like realistic, I guess, but it's still kind of cool. Another fun thing you can do in Photoshop, which I feel like doing right now, is the smudge tool. We set it to like, I don't know, 77%, really wherever you want, but I like 77%. We can drag it. Oh, not working because we're not on the background layer. We can drag it and smudge things like this sexy building here. So if I just go, yes, and then I come back, oh yeah, fucking love it. Look at that smudgety. Ooh, see? Wow, that's amazing. So you don't even have to put that on. Like, the void doesn't have to be perfect, because once I make it cooler another way, you don't give a shit about how realistic the void is. You're just like, wow, it says void and it's got that stuff. Like, that stuff is distracting enough to make the void not being erased in the windows totally fine. I love that. Freaking love that. Should we do anything down here? I feel like we should leave it all normal and just have that be the one funky part. I want this to be more exciting. I almost want this to be like black and white and the rest to not be. So if we want to do that, we can just get our little lasso tool and just go like bink, 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 bink. Well, I'm just like clicking wherever I want it to drop a point. Park should probably be black and white as well. So we'll just do that. And we'll say like, so everything under this line or in this area is going to be black and white. Now that I've selected that, I'm going to create a black and white layer. Boom. and it just turned that all to black and white. I kind of dig that too. It's a little crazy, but it's kind of cool. It needs some more contrast, so I'm gonna open another curves layer and just kind of bring this exposure up, bring the contrast down. All right, I realize my tutorial might be slightly more complex than I had intended. For that, I am sorry, but I hope you enjoyed my tutorial today. This is what we learned how to do. I had fun. I hope you did too. Much love. Talk to you soon.